So we got a lot to talk about today, and we're going to get right to it. Um, we got the wildfires in California, some unfortunate tragedies going on there. Um, we're going to be covering Fox News's coverage of the wildfire and how their camera seems to have caught some kind of orb or UAP. And we're going to get into someone on X uh, that I will reveal that wants some research that he did shared out because he believes that this fire could have been started on purpose. And we have a lot more footage to show you in regards to flyovers that are extremely unique and interesting. So I'm sure you're going to want to stick around to see that right here on the Human Spectrum. So, welcome to the Human Spectrum, and thank you for joining me today. We're going to jump right in. We got quite a few things to cover, and I want to jump right into this. So, what we have here, apparently, what this is going to show is a UAP being escorted by 4 military jets, and then after that, you're going to see quite a few large military planes go by. And there were some comments on these particular planes regarding the engines, and I'll get into that right after we play this. So I'm going to go ahead and play this for you really quick.
You are seeing X-ray.
Like what? What is that?
I don't know, man. Just keep quiet.
What?
I don't know.
Never seen it.
Bro, please tell me.
Okay, so what they were questioning was the fact that those larger planes that went by, that they had 6 engines instead of 4 engines. Usually on military aircraft of that size, C-130s or any kind of aircraft from the military, they can carry, large quantities of either troops or equipment. They usually have 4 engines. And I'm going to slow down the speed here really quick, and I'm going to go back. We're going to have a look at those engines here, and you can see there's 3 on each side. And each plane seems to have 3 on each side. So, I don't know. It doesn't look CGI to me. But then again, it's really hard to tell because you never know today. So what I did was I went and looked into this. I kind of Googled it, a little quick research, and basically what I put in is, are there any military planes in the United States or elsewhere that have more than 4 engines? And I'll show you what I got. So when I did my search, immediately this came up. They have a C-38, apparently. They have 6 engines, and you can't really see it very well in this picture, but that's apparently C-38, I believe. And they have a C-39. I think the difference is the C-38 has the propeller engines, 3 on each side, and then the C-39 have, the jet engines on each side. There was actually some paragraphs underneath the photo talking about the kind of power they have, and which militaries have them. The United States does have them, and in this case, this is a C-38 with 6 engines on it. So it's something new to me. I usually seen 4 engines on the big ones, and usually those are usually enough, but who knows? You learn something every day. But yeah, so I did research on that. I'm not saying that that makes that video, you know, to be true, not CGI'd or anything, but it looked very realistic, but it does look like one is a little further apart, but I would think it would be equal on both sides, but it could be the way the picture was taken. But let me know what you think about that particular video. To me, it looked like if it was real, you have fighter jets, what appears to be escorting, 4 of them, escorting a UAP or a UFO, and then a whole bunch of these big planes behind them, military planes. So that was interesting, and I wanted to show that to you. But we're going to move right along. We're going to get into this Fox News camera that was covering the California wildfires, and during the coverage of those wildfires, there was an object that appeared to come out of the smoky, fiery clouds and kind of fly over to another area where there were more smoke and fire in the distance. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that next. Okay, so the person that captured this basically either used his phone camera or another camera and just kind of like filmed it on his screen there. I don't know if that's a TV screen or a computer screen, but either way, it's making a lot of headlines on X. So yeah, let's check this out. I'll play it again, then I'll slow it down. Alright, so at first glance it looks like it's going to fall to the ground. Okay, so one thing I want to make clear here is during fires there are explosions. If the fire reaches a gas station or something similar, you'll have a large explosion, and you will have objects obviously protruding into the air and going a certain distance and then just kind of hewing back down and dropping, hopefully not on anything, hopefully in an open area, let's just say. But when I'm looking at this, it appears to me that you can, let me know what you think in the comments, that this continues flying to another area that's engulfed in a lot of fire and flames and just kind of disappears in that area because it stays over the tree line. I was looking to see if it was going to fall under the tree line. To me, that would indicate more of a debris or from a possible explosion. So I'm going to go ahead and continue playing this in slower motion. As you can see, it's still over the tree line. And I'm just going to go back a little bit. And to me, what that looks like is it just disappears into that next plume of smoke because there are other fires in that area. So yeah, that's definitely making its way around X. It's kind of like all over the place there. But yeah, that was caught on the Fox News camera, and this guy recorded it on his TV screen. So interesting. Let me know what you guys think. I do have another video that another person on X broke down, and I'll show that to you right now. It has to do with this particular possible UAP or orb. See, it kind of like straightens out there. So to me, that's not debris. So let's move into the next video that correlates with this one. Okay, now this is from Project Unity on X. Basically what he does is he analyzes this a little closer. As you can see on the bottom half of this, was the original recording. And what he does is he analyzes this a little more. So let's have a look at this really quick. See, now if that was debris, I don't think it would be making those moves. But that's from another. In the beginning, he shows how it gives you a little bottom half of the one I showed you, but this one is actually a different one that he's showing you. This is a sky cam they have down there, and it's still active during the fires. And the sky cam caught another one that was just riding around the beach here in the air, and that's what he's showing you. And it was kind of making all these waves and turns. I don't have the original, but at least he slows it down for you. He zooms in and he shows you everything close up, and you can see the maneuvers it's making. Obviously not debris. You can see it up there, and then he's going to zoom in on it. I don't think that's debris. I'm not sure what it is. I'm calling it a UAP or an orb. Let me know what you guys think. He did a good job of analyzing this and zooming in. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this one. Really sad what's happening over there. There is a statement I'm going to make about these fires that's extremely important. So, that I'll make that in a little bit. We're going to move on to Representative Tim Burchett, who was recently interviewed on Rumble. Very interesting interview, and just a couple days ago. So let's go ahead and show you that. Okay, so this is Representative Tim Burchett, who was pretty much spearheading, along with a few others in Congress, the UAP disclosure issue, and you know, the whole deal about how hard these particular congressmen and women are working. This was January 8th. This was early this morning, I believe, on What's the Big's Idea and interview. And this was done on Rumble. So let's have a listen to what he has to say on his interview this morning.
Say a submarine of one of our enemies comes up off the coast of North Carolina, New York, for instance, and they put 50 or so drones in the air, and they might have a nuclear component, they could have a dirty bomb component, they could have a biological entity, and were to fly in. And now they know they can pretty much just fly in over our military, and when these are over military installations, some of these drones, they could fly in without any notice, without anybody firing a shot, literally. And they know they can do that. And so I would warn people, the drones are still out there.
One point before I move on. If you noticed, obviously he said the drones are still out there. Well, I say the UAP are still out there. If they're drones, I think they're ours. Let's keep in mind, while he's doing this interview, there's a lot of airspace that has restrictions, tight restrictions, very tight restrictions, especially in my state of New York and our state down below us there, New Jersey. These restrictions are very heavy and very tight, but yet they're still seeing them. But yeah, I just want to just throw that in there real quick. Let's continue.
And they're still flying, but our media is not, for whatever reason, is not covering it anymore. And we better get a grip on it, because that is a component of the next war that we will fight.
Some wise words from Mr. Burchett, and I just wanted to show you that clip. It was done this morning, and he makes a lot of good points in a very short time. So let me know what you think about this small clip from Mr. Big's Idea. I watched the whole thing. If you have a chance, you can head over there and watch the entire thing. But yeah, definitely this part of the clip was interesting because, he mentions they're still around. He's calling them drones. Some could very well be drones, but I think they're ours. Um, and the other stuff is just orbs and UAPs that I can't explain, but apparently there are others that are explaining it, like Farsight and the Farsight Institute and other people. But either way, it's not going away. And what I've noticed lately, looking around, is that some of the videos that I'm seeing, these UAP, not the drones, but the UAPs, are extremely, extremely large. Um, I'm in the process of obtaining those videos, waiting for someone to send me one, and I'm going to put them up here on the human spectrum. When you see the size of these things, and I'm not backing up Farsight Institute, I'm just saying it's just a big coincidence that these things are so big. When you see these clips that I bring to you on my next video, they are so big. Um, we're not talking football field size. We're talking about, just think of the village next to your city. We're talking about the size of a village. They're huge. So just something to think about before I present those videos to you. But we're going to move right along to this unfortunate event. And then I'm going to make a point and a statement about what happened to a lot of these poor residents. I don't know about the commercial properties, but when it comes to the residents, something big happened in November, and it's very interesting. But I'm going to show you a video clip um, that is the feature clip of this video. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so here we are going to look at an apocalyptic scene. Literally, this is a sunrise, and it really looks apocalyptic. So I wanted to play this for you. So let's check this out.
Never, ever, ever seen anything like this. I've been living here for 6 years. There's so much smoke that it is blocking the sun. You can actually see it. This is wild. See how dark it is over here. This is where the Eaton fire is, over in there. Crazy.
Definitely an apocalyptic scene. Can you imagine waking up to that? And yeah, my heart goes out to all you people down there in Southern California. Like I said earlier, uh, this fire is now, turned deadly. So it's very unfortunate. But now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to this gentleman who has a theory about this fire. And before I move on to this final video clip about this theory regarding this California wildfire, what is going around X, if you just go ahead and take a look, apparently, and I don't know if I have the numbers right, but I think there were over 150,000 policies in November. And these policies are from, I'm not going to say the name of the insurance company, but just think of rural areas. But this particular insurance company canceled approximately 150,000 or more policies, fire policies, on their homeowners insurance. November 2024. So I just wanted you to keep that in mind. I looked into it. It is a fact. This particular insurance company did cancel their policies for fire insurance. in their policy, it says we can terminate, your policy for any reason. That's the fine print. So yeah, before you sign anything, people, especially if you're in a flood area, flood zone, particular area that has fire seasons, you really want to check the fine print in that policy, because at first I thought, no, they wouldn't do that, and but in the back of my head I said, let me look into it, and I did. I did look into it, and that's the lowest number that I could find that lost their fire insurance policy November of 2024. Let's show you that next. Okay, so this is the video I wanted to show you. This is the video that he wanted shared. His name is Into Thin Air. That's N number 2 Thin Air on X. And he wanted everyone to look at this video clip. And what he did was he fact checked a lot of this stuff. I'm familiar with the weather and meteorology in general. I always have been. I consider myself a novice meteorologist. I'm not just saying that. I've always been interested in it since I was a kid. And aside from my college and my career in law enforcement and government, that was like the one thing I always paid attention to. And you can ask any one of my family members and they'll tell you, yeah, he always calls when he knows something dangerous is coming. So, yeah, they give it to me good on the holidays for that one. But either way, I just want them to be safe, and that's the whole point. And yeah, I am familiar with all these radars and how they work, and what you can do with new radar. You can switch them to do different things. So this is just something that I am bringing to you so that you can make your own decisions on his research. So let's go ahead and take a look at Into Thin Air's wildfire research in California.
All right, everyone, welcome back. This is going to blow your mind. Once again, we are looking at Area 51. As these fires are going on in Southern California, they are laying something over Area 51. It's then being shot by the NEXRAD radar system. You can see that clear as day right here. It is then expanding and being dropped right over Southern California. And then take a look at what happens to Area 51. This is totally insane. This is not normal, and this is not birds or bugs. I can promise you that. There is something very odd going on with the military or something that's taking place in Area 51 and then being dropped in the sky, which is then carried over by the jet stream or some sort of wind pattern into Southern California. I talked about this yesterday when we predicted these wildfires based on a northwest anomaly that we saw, again from the NEXRAD radar system, which then led to insane wildfires in Ventura County. Now we are seeing more and more of this being dumped over Area 51 and then flows into Southern California. What is going on here? And then look at how the NEXRAD towers go absolutely berserk. There is no chance that this isn't related, my friends. This is now 2 days in a row we have captured this happening over Area 51 and flowing down into Southern California, exactly where these wildfires are. And I know a lot of people will give us a hard time for talking about this, but how can you not? This is not a coincidence whatsoever, and I'm going to continue digging into this to see exactly how long they continue this for. If you look close enough, you can find stuff like this every day on these satellite charts. Alright, so one final time, let's dissect this right here. We have it dropped over Area 51, a perfect lineup with where the base is, and just like yesterday, as soon as it's laid out, we have the zap coming from the radar, the same one coming from Nevada right here. Then we have the expansion as it moves into Southern California. Just like yesterday, those radars start going off and crazy, and that's when this disco party begins in Nevada. Check this out. This is just unbelievable to see happening and then have no one point this out. Just as the cloud is getting over Southern California where all the wildfires are, we start seeing the NEXRAD towers from different states crisscrossing right over Area 51. Those are where our scalar beams are happening, and this is just insane to watch. You can see that cloud dissipating over Southern California and the Baja. We'll backtrack. You can see it come back, and it originates right over Area 51, my friends. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please share this video. This one will get attacked for sure, but it's time each and every one of us stand our ground and show people what we believe in.
That's NEXRAD radar. I'm familiar with that NEXRAD radar, and when he talks about the scalar, basically that's just that's another way they can flip the radar to another spectrum, if you will. Interesting theory he's got. that is an actual radar screen. That's one of them. You've seen satellite, you've seen all kinds of base reflectivity radar. This here is more of a NexRad radar. And if you were looking closely before you saw the disco things going on, which is the radars that are circling, you do see some faint streaks of shots that are just bursting out. It is said, and I don't know, I'm not claiming to say that this is true, but radars can be turned into something different in order to possibly either hinder with certain aircraft or even more than that. You can do your research on that. I'm sure you've heard a lot more than I'm saying here through maybe like, say, Stephen Greer and people like that. But yeah, that is from Into Thin Air. He wanted that out. I figured I'd show it because it's pretty important, seeing that these fires are raging uncontrollably. But back to that insurance thing really quick before I end this video. Why would they cancel their fire policies sometime in November, I believe it was, the second week or third week? Why would they cancel their fire insurance? I'm not saying there's a conspiracy that this insurance company knew that something was coming down in time, but definitely seems a little, when you look at this and then you look at the cancellations of fire policies in November of 2024, which is literally just a couple months ago, it kind of makes you wonder. So I'll leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, that was credit that to Into Thin Air. He's the one that's been doing the hard work on that, and he did a great job of showing us what the NexRad radar is showing as far as what he believes to possibly be affecting or having some kind of or something to do with these wildfires either ongoing or starting. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Like I said, he's all over X, and there's a big explanation in there that he writes about this whole thing. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for joining me today. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'm always throwing up some videos that has to do with UFOs, UAPs, paranormal, world events, wildfires, and the list keeps going on. And that's what the human spectrum's all about. So yeah, hit that like button, and we'll get back at you soon with a new video. So take care, everybody.